is Jeff from Wilmer Area United Campus Ministry, and I'm across the street from Ridgewater College here in Wilmer. And we just wrapped up week 16 of ministry here for the spring semester. And just want to give a special thanks to Bunday CRC and then Hope Presbyterian out of Spicer for helping us out with our meals this week. You know, it starts to become a little bit of a moving target here. We're one more week of classes, and then it's finals week. So a lot of these kids, we might get to see them 2, 3, 4 times more, and then it's by appointment. If they need something, they can connect with us. But we're into our summer schedule. We're kind of replenishing, re-looking at how we're going to do things, fundraising for our building project that we want to get started by. My ambitions are to get things started by fall. We still need to fundraise for that. If I had a rough guesstimate to where we're at in our fundraising, we have about $600,000 raised. We're going to be looking at about $1 million, maybe a little more. We just met with the design team to finalize the design and make sure all the drawings get done and all the stuff is up to code, and then they're going to be able to send stuff out for bids, and hopefully that comes back with a reasonable bid price, and then we can finish fundraising and get things cracking, because there's so much potential out here, and we are only scratching the surface about what kind of stuff can be done in this community on the side of the railroad tracks with the school and all the apartment complexes next to it. So we're excited. It's an exciting time. Want to focus in on the 2 questions of the week. We had questions of the day on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday's question was, where have you seen the most growth since the start of the school year? And I was kind of surprised. Maybe it's just my church lingo. Maybe it's just people haven't been asked these kind of things, and they're young. Most of the students are very young. So growth and kind of getting to analyze how far you've come doesn't happen very often, but it's so important to do. I use the illustrations for this. Like, if you don't look back at yourself from 5 years ago and kind of cringe at certain ways you thought, how you were living, or actions you took, or things you said, man, maybe evaluate some stuff, because like everybody should be growing and learning and things like that. And this is one of the most rapid times of growth for a lot of these kids. So part of what Tuesday ended up being was just really getting them to critically think about areas of growth in their own lives. Getting them to explore or prepare them to do this as an exercise from time to time. Like, hey, what have I done in this past year? Where have I spent my time? Where have I spent my money? Where have I spent my energy, my resource, my affections? And I think that was a healthy thing to discover, that some of these kids, that was like almost a foreign language to them to think like that. Another thing that happened this week was we asked the question, if you had one question that you could ask God, what would you ask God? And the number one question was, I don't know. Like, that's the number one answer, I guess I should say. It's a really unique thought to really be confronted with this. Like, I have access to God in this hypothetical, and I get to ask one question, and all of a sudden the gears start turning and they get kind of lost. So when students kind of got overwhelmed with that question and didn't want to waste their question, I go, here's the beautiful reality, is we can ask these questions. We can ask things of God and approach the throne, and we can talk to God regularly with anything we have. The whys, the hows, the can you. It's a beautiful relationship that is possible through the work of Jesus. The number one question, I would say the most often asked question, was, what's my purpose? What's my plan for my life? And I usually would help the students along with this. I think your purpose is to worship. I think your purpose is to have love and to be loved and to give love because of how God loves us. And I think that is all of our purposes. Now, what that looks like and how we execute some of that, there might be some differences. However, the prioritization of our passions, our hearts are tuned to worship, and we should tune them to worship God because that's what we're made to do. So, this was week 16. We had awesome conversations. We helped out with a few bus passes, a few gas cards, and some groceries from our pantry. But also we served around 100 meals each of the 2 days, about 100 to 110. And this has been a good week. We're already hitting that 6-minute mark. So, hey, thanks for supporting us. Keep us in your prayers. We got a bunch of stuff to look forward to. God bless.